Hello and welcome. In this short session, we'll be taking a look at how to improve and accelerate asset performance while increasing the innovation and, as a result, optimizing team utilization. So let's begin with a short introduction. We'll then take a look at asset management best practices, or at least our perception of what the current best practices are, a view of asset management end-to-end using SAP, and then finally moving towards a new reality with SAP's range of intelligent asset management solutions. And finally, we'll have a short conclusion and pragmatic next steps. My name is Raj Singh. I'm part of the SAP Center of Excellence. I work in the asset management area. My focus is on operational excellence, and I help to deliver customer success. My role really centers around sharing best practices from industry peers around the world and to help you run your enterprise better. So let's take a look at the current best practices. Many operators have deployed SAP Plant Maintenance as well as other modules to help them leverage asset management in many different ways. However, many antiquated practices going on, and this is a result of my experience and multiple visits to customers around the world. Here you can see pictures of work orders, often as much as 100 pages. Many times they're just a few pages, but nonetheless require the engineer to undertake administration. This reduces the productivity, and worse still, the engineers have to enter that data at a terminal. We've also seen organizations where work orders are created and there's no paperwork at all, which further diminishes the opportunity to put quality information back into. We also see manual time recording. This results in time being recorded in roundabout terms, half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, when the actual work order may only have taken a fraction of that, maybe 42 minutes. So how can we strive to get accurate time recording? Because if we can't measure it, we can't manage it. So lack of accuracy means there's no optimization, and that's something we really want to address. Inspections, rounds and readings being undertaken using paperwork. So whilst this is a good practice, we must ensure safe operation. However, we cannot validate that somebody was actually on the asset at the prescribed time, let alone interpret the data where the handwriting is often illegible. We can also often confuse 0 for a 6, a 1 for a 7, 4 for a 9, and all of that information winds up back in SAP, and that's where you have to make decisions. So inaccurate information leads to inaccurate. We also see sophisticated planning systems. Often these are paper-based or Excel-based. In this one particular case, we see each asset represented as a colored file, and they're moved from square to square. There's no real-time visibility of the status of a particular operation, a craftsman, a team, or indeed when that asset is going to be returned back to productive use. We really need to improve these kind of things. We've also seen a real lack of barcoding, tagging, or even the application of identifications using NFC or RFID. Often these are prevalent across assets, assemblies, and even in the spare parts area. Speaking of spare parts, we also see that many manufacturers provide components with barcodes attached. Why not automate the storeroom using barcode readers or QR code readers for common operations such as goods receiving, goods issuing, stock counts, cycle counts, transfers, and achieve real accuracy where we can? So we've seen a little bit of what happens to organizations who deploy back-end only solutions and don't extend this into the field, into the hands of the users. From an end-to-end perspective, let's take a look at the whole process and how it could run in SAP using different solutions and how those solutions could help to optimize asset management. We can initiate the work order, and this can be initiated through a planned maintenance. It could be counter-based, time-based, it could be based on the manufacturer's recommendation. A work order could be initiated through a notification being created in the field, or as a result of an inspection, or indeed through predictive maintenance, where we can predict when the asset is going to fail, or at least get into trouble, and therefore allowing us enough time to address the issue. Next comes the planning phase. In this, we want to take the work order that's been created or notification and plan this out, including the location, the equipment, the spare parts, the task, operations, the labor and time, the tools, skills, crafts, which team are going to work on this, and how to undertake this work safely. It's not simple, but luckily SAP can help to pull this together and create a work package which the teams can really get around. Then we must schedule the work order. Who's going to do what, where, when, with which tools, and how long is it going to take? SAP has solutions like MRS or RHS, which allow you to really work order. Here, you can see MRS in its basic form, allowing you to see or get visibility of when the asset is available for maintenance, the entire scope of the work order, as well as the individual steps. When we configure the solution to its fullest extent, you can get a real idea of how these solutions can really help. Here you can see the engineers on the map. Together with the assets on the map, you can see a full list of all the work orders by technician and gain visibility into work orders having been started, put on hold, or indeed complete. If one of these work orders is running over, it can be simply dragged and dropped to another team or another engineer and without impacting the next work order. So again, bringing a greater sense of productivity to the. Here's really where we can make one of the biggest differences, and that's in the execution area. We often see work orders that are printed, sorted into the maintenance supervisor teams. The supervisor picks it up, hands it out to his teams. The teams go out and undertake the work. The supervisor picks it up. He may want to go out and inspect a work order, updates the work order, files things away, creates follow-up work, and then files that away again for additional completion. Now, I hope you recognize some of these steps, or maybe there's a slight variation, but in all the customers I've spoken to around the world, this process seems to be more or less true for the plant maintenance side. Now, we transform that using mobile in many different ways. We cut out all the intermediate steps, so the work order goes directly from the back end to the mobile device of the user who's going to execute the work, goes to the asset, scans the QR code, and begins the work, noting all the parts, components, operation steps, automated time recording that needs to be complete. At the time of completion, the complete button is hit, and this automatically files that information back into the SAP plant maintenance, so the supervisor gains visibility of the status. This eliminates all of the paperwork. It ensures data accuracy, quality of information, and it increases workforce utilization. As a result, asset utilization improves. How is this achieved? We have a range of mobile solutions that are tried, tested, and proven. They deliver a work order directly into the hands of the user in a work package, if you will, giving the full history of the work order, giving the full information of the steps needed, the materials needed, the technical diagrams, the manuals, so that the user can even work offline in order to complete this. Best of all, it runs on multiple different devices and is available on-premise as well as cloud. There are lots of different use cases for this solution. One of the best use cases for the solution is rounds and readings and inspections. We can simply scan the measurement point using the mobile device or use industrial NFCs if required. Capture the readings, create a notification, record the time at which the reading was taken, and provide accurate information into the backend. Furthermore, we can bring in additional systems like GIS and mapping into the solution. Here you can see Esri information brought directly onto the mobile device in the hands of the engineer. They can see the underground pipeline network delivering water to the customers, as well as seeing the work orders and their direct location. And this allows the user to begin the work directly off the map, or indeed to capture a notification or reading from the map itself. Furthermore, we can extend our 3D visual enterprise to make interactive bitmaps of both videos, diagrams, and bring these directly onto the mobile device so the engineer receives manuals, technical diagrams, and is able to get a complete work package. These diagrams and videos could also be delivered via the Asset Intelligence Network. We'll be speaking about that shortly. Last but not least, inventory management can also be handled with this solution. Barcode scanning of the inventory items allows for receiving, issuing, stock counts, transfers, bin-to-bin transfers, bin counts, receiving against a PO, and all the common MM and WMS transactions. This really helps with inventory accuracy, as well as ensuring that inventory is kept in the right place. The number of use cases with this solution is vast. We can start off in one or two areas, quickly deploy, and move on to other use cases so that we can benefit from this solution in multiple different ways, including inspections, work orders, shutdowns and turnarounds, time capture, asset condition monitoring, and lots of other use cases. Then we can move to closing and analyzing the work. This can be done in the back end using reporting, and then we can start getting ideas around the information and our assets and how we intend to ensure that they run, as well as influencing our strategy. Quantum leaps can be taken by having accurate information against which we can make decisions. Now, moving on to the Intelligent Asset Management suite of solutions. How many even realize that SAP has a new suite of solutions called Intelligent Asset Management? It really is powering a digital transformation of asset management systems. How are we doing this? Well, these solutions help in really defining, planning, and monitoring the optimal service and maintenance strategy for physical products and assets, providing the required level of collaboration and integration, as well as analytical insight. We're moving away from the traditional systems of record, which used to be nothing more than a glorified database that naturally served a purpose. But now, with more up-to-date solutions, we can achieve a different reality, and we need to think of this as systems of innovation that build upon Asset Central and add a whole bunch of new solutions which enable new realities to be created. Let's take a deeper look. Well, a number of solutions include Asset Intelligence Network. It allows collaboration between the manufacturer, the operator, as well as a service provider, sharing information on asset-related matters, including the operational instructions, step-by-step maintenance, technical diagrams, bill of materials. We can look at asset strategy and performance management, which allows a different reality when it comes to asset performance management, reliability-centered maintenance, and we can optimize further our maintenance strategies using predictive engineering insights, as well as predictive maintenance to really connect to our equipment, take the information, and really decide upon how to best manage our systems. We have a range of mobile solutions, which we already discussed, including a new solution called Asset Manager, which is now seeing widespread deployment with our customers globally. So overall, what do we allow our customers to achieve? Well, you can get state-of-the-art business processes with real-time insights, connecting to assets, as well as allowing the power of prediction, optimization, as well as simulation to really come in. New realities that our customers have been wishing for, and operators can now really benefit from these solutions, and they can really benefit from them fast. So, in conclusion, SAP has a range of solutions that allow connectivity to different systems, as well as the assets in the field. We allow the data capture, as well as allowing for the data manipulation and insights to deliver greater results, collaboration between the manufacturer, the operator, and the service providers, as well as execution, ensuring that SAP is no longer just in the back end, but extends all the way into the field, allowing recording at the point of performance. In conclusion, these solutions deliver a huge ROI. There's no more paperwork. There's accuracy of information. We avoid the dual entry of writing information on paper and then entering it into the system. This improves productivity. It ensures more time, more wrench time, more attention to assets. As a result, asset utilization improves, engineers and staff utilization improves, and we're able to get greater visibility across the board. These solutions are strategic. So, let's take action today. All industries that have assets are candidates for these solutions. You may have tried some of these solutions already, or thought about it, but what we can tell you is that the return on investment is huge, and it's measurable. These topics are highly relevant to the business, and what I mean by that is, if you're in IT, the business is really crying out for this kind of solution already, and have been for some time, and we're happy to help. It's a win-win for you, for your assets, as well as your staff and engineers. At SAP, there's a team of experts ready to be able to support you. So, why don't you attend an upcoming seminar or a workshop to deep dive a little bit further into these solutions and see how they could help you to take the next steps in really optimizing your assets and how we work together. The time for intelligent asset management is now, and we look forward to hearing from you and to taking the next steps together.